Welcome, friends. Today's practice is designed to be strong and uplifting, with a focus on opening the upper back and shoulders through some back bends. Set up near the wall and have a block ready. Let's begin in child pose. Take your knees slightly apart and lean forward. Lengthen the arms and draw the hips back as you rest your forehead onto the ground. If your head doesn't reach, use a block or blankets for support. Breathe deeply, letting your back soften. Keep the arms long and lift your elbows off the floor, and then walk your hands back towards you to sit up. Sit on your heels, or you can cross your legs if that's more comfortable. For a simple twist, place your left hand on your right knee, rotate your torso, and lift your chest as you turn. Return to center, exhale, and repeat on the other side. Keep both sides of your torso lifted and breathe softly. If it feels comfortable, you can turn your gaze over your back shoulder. Return to center when you're done. Once more, take your knees slightly apart, walk your hands forward, and return to this version of child's pose. From here, start to reach your arms back behind you and interlace your fingers. Let the palms face your body. Reach the arms back and up. Keep your elbows straight. It's important to stay within your range of motion and allow flexibility to develop over time. Keep the arms straight and focus on lifting your shoulders. And then release the hands back and down. Now come forward onto all fours. Turn your toes under and push up into downward facing dog. Lift the hips high up and back and press the thighs back. With your hands, push the floor away. Lift your head up momentarily and really draw the middle back in away from the wall behind you. Then release the head down and come back into child pose again. Once more, take the arms back to interlace the fingers behind your back. Reach the arms back and, if possible, lift them up towards the ceiling. Keep your elbows straight as you breathe into the shoulders. Keep the hips releasing back and down so they can rest towards the heels. Keep your forehead resting either on the floor or on a support. And then bring your hands down and return to a seated position. Back to downward facing dog, but this time we're taking the hands to the wall, turning the palms out and pushing the thumb and index finger against the wall. Start by lifting the hips up and the thighs back. As you push against the wall with the thumb and index finger, draw your shoulder blades up and middle and your upper back moving towards your thighs. Breathe as you maintain all these actions in the arms, the legs, and back. Then bend your knees and come all the way down. So we can now turn around and have our feet towards the wall. So we're taking now downward facing dog with the heels against the wall. Come to all fours, turn your toes under, and walk your feet back until the heels are a few inches up the wall. Press the heels into the wall and use that to straighten your legs and press your thighs back. Draw the middle back towards your chest as you lengthen through the arms, opening the armpits towards the knees, and then come all the way down. Now we'll turn around, and this time we're going to support the head in downward facing dog. Place a block flat a few inches away from the wall, aligning it with your chest when you're on all fours. Thumb and index finger against the wall, turn your toes under, start with your head up so that you can draw the middle back, the shoulder blades in as I'm showing. Power up through those legs and draw the shoulders back, and then release your head to come down to rest onto the block. If your head doesn't reach, you can turn your block up to the medium or the tall height. If it still doesn't reach, don't worry about it. Just remove the block and relax your head down. Breathe here for a few moments. Push the thighs back, draw the middle back in, and soften the abdomen. And then bend your knees and come all the way down. Put the block aside and let's get ready to have a seat in Dandasana or staff pose. So sit facing the wall. Have your feet directly against the wall with your legs straight. Mark where your hips are. Turn around and place your hands where you marked your hips. And then we're going to lift up into a modified handstand. So you lift your knees up and then walk your feet up one at a time up the wall. Take your heels as high as your hips, no higher, and press the heels into the wall. Push your thighs up towards the ceiling. Keep your arms straight and lift the shoulders. Take a breath. Relax the head down. And then carefully start to walk your feet down. Coming back into child pose. Round your back and soften and breathe. Take a moment here. Relax the back, and then when you're ready, come up to a standing position. Stand with your feet wide apart, 10 toes pointing forward, hands on hips, and the shoulders move back towards the elbows. Now turn your toes just a little bit out. Squeeze the outer hips in, and as you push forward against your low back, lift your abdomen up towards your chest and your sternum and lean back. Then coming back up. Once more, lean back as you lift your chest, and then you can come right back up. Again, leaning back, shoulders to elbows, sternum towards the ceiling, and the head goes back as the chest lifts. And then come back upright. Keep your outer hips really squeezing in, sternum, armpit, chest lifting as you arch back. Make sure you're breathing. Lift the chest and bring yourself back up. Then bring your feet all the way back together. Now we're ready for our peak pose, which is camel pose or ustrasana. Start by folding your mat in half for extra cushioning. You're going to kneel at the very front of your mat. Have 2 blocks that you're going to have upright and place them near to your heels. Make sure the toes point straight back. Draw the top of the buttocks down and move your tailbone forward to stabilize your pelvis. Keep your thighs vertical. Now point your elbows back just as we practiced earlier and lengthen the sides of your torso up towards your shoulders. Bring your hands down to rest on the blocks near your heels. Press your shins and ankles firmly into the mat and lift your chest and expand through your sternum. Breathe steadily, lifting the chest. Allow your head to release back. Then push your shins to bring you back up. If you're not ready to take your hands all the way back onto the block, you can simply do this, keeping your hands on your hips. Focus on lifting your chest and rolling your elbows back. Pressing your shins and ankles help to give that stability, and then the head can go back, and then pressing the shins again, you'll come all the way back up. Now, if you feel ready to go further into the pose, then go ahead and remove the blocks. Make sure that you point your toes directly back. Place your hands on your hips. Lift your chest strongly and lengthen your waist upward towards your armpits. Then start to arch back. Move your middle back towards your chest and your chest up towards the ceiling. Release your head back. If possible, bring your hands to your heels. If you want to go even deeper, then slide your hands further down to the feet. Focus on pressing your shins down, drawing your shoulder blades in and lifting the chest. To come up, Push your ankles and bring yourself up with control. Once you're upright, lean back slightly. Take a breath and let your body settle. Open the mat once more to sit back down into Dandasana or staff pose. Straighten the legs directly in front of you. Reach out through the heels, press the thighs down, and place your hands next to your hips with the arms straight. Roll the shoulders back. Then bend your right leg and bring your heel close to your hip. Keep your left leg straight and wrap your arms around your bent leg. This allows you to soften your lower back as a counter pose to the back bending that we just did earlier. Then straighten the right leg and bring the left knee in, bringing the heel close to the hips. Wrap the arms around the left leg and hug the knee and the thigh towards you to soften across the back. Take a breath here. Then straighten the left leg. Once more, bring the left knee in. This time we're going to add a simple twist. So wrap your right arm around the knee, left hand behind. Lift the chest and turn gently away from your bent leg. Then come back to center. Straighten the right leg. Pull the left knee in, heel close to the hips. Wrap the left arm around the leg, right hand behind. Lift the two sides of your torso up as you gently turn away from your bent leg and draw the sit bones down into the mat. Then come back. Bend your knees and gently lie down onto your back. Keep both legs bent and pull the right knee in once more towards your chest. Soften across the back and really release into it, allowing the right side to lengthen and soften. And then we're going to switch legs. Bring the left knee in, softening completely from the lower back all the way to the knee and into the ankle. Soften, let go, release any tension that may be there on the left side. And then bring the leg back down. Now both knees come in, hug them in, and if you like, you can rock gently to side or stay in place. Breathe and focus on softening. Bringing the legs down, cross the right leg over the left. Spread the arms wide and gently drop to the side. Customize this gentle little twist to suit you and your back at this moment. Go as deep as you like or limit your range of motion. Listen to the body and make sure you're breathing throughout. Then cross the opposite leg over and we'll go on to the other side. Again, slow and softly, breathing into this twist, releasing into the lower back, opening across the chest and breathing. Let your body and your breath guide you in this soft, releasing twist. When you're ready to come back, bring the knees up. Take a moment to lengthen the back. Reach the arms up overhead to stretch the side body up towards the fingertips and gently draw the abdomen down. Then place your knees against each other. Take your feet a little wider than hip width apart. Rest your hands on your abdomen and simply take a little rest here. Release into the earth. Let go of any tension. Let your breathing be soft and long. When you're ready, bring yourself back up into a seated position. I hope you enjoyed this class, and if so, please like and subscribe. Share your experience with me in the comments. Thank you, and see you soon. Namaste.